Hey, what is up, guys? My name's Zach, and welcome to my first video on this channel. This video is going to be a start to a series of programming tutorials on the C# programming language. So eventually what we're going to do with this series is we're going to get to a level that we're advanced enough to actually come full circle and make our own computer language with the C# programming language. So that's pretty cool, guys. Don't fret if you're too new to programming, just due to the fact that we're not going to start off on some crazy advanced level doing God knows what. We're going to start off really simple. We're going to do a Hello World program, and the Hello World program is basically exactly like it sounds. It prints Hello World to the screen and waits for some type of input, whether it be the enter key being pressed or a text input or something else, and then it quits executing, and that's it. So, yeah. The first thing that you need to do is go ahead and install either Microsoft Visual C# or Visual Studio if you're running Windows. Now if you're running, I believe you can either install this on Mac or Linux systems. You're going to want to download and install MonoDevelop. Just for the sake of time, I'm not going to show you guys exactly how to do it because it's a pretty straightforward process. If you've ever downloaded and installed a program before, then you know how to do it. But yeah, I mean, if you... Whoa, what was that? I can't type. Anyway, if you just Google Visual Studio download, sorry for the lags, I'm running everything off of a live boot right now, so it's essentially running off of a USB. That's why it's going a little slow. But I mean, it's the first or second or third or fourth. There's a lot of results. Just click on one of them and you're bound to get it. Anyway, if you're running a Linux distribution, at least a Debian based distribution, you can go ahead and type in sudo apt-get install MonoDevelop in the terminal, and it will download it. You can also search for it and install it through the Software Center. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing, let's open up either MonoDevelop or Visual Studio if you are, depending on what operating system you're running. And click on New Solution. I called this one Hello World just because that's the program we're going to be making. And it will auto-generate some code. Now, the first thing you need to know about Visual Studio and MonoDevelop, depending on which one you're using, is just it's what's called an IDE. Now, an IDE is essentially, it stands for Integrated Development Environment, and it's just a basic set of tools that allow you to edit code and either compile it down into a executable binary format or interpret it with what's called an interpreter. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Jump right in here. So you don't need to worry too much about the code that you see here that's auto-generated, other than it's there to do a specific purpose, and we're going to get to all of that later on in the series. What we do need to know about this code is right here where the cursor is on my screen is where the code is going to start executing for this program. If you write code up here, it's not going to execute. It'll probably throw an error at you as well. If you write code anywhere other than that, other than right here, you're probably going to get an error, especially the code that we're writing for this program. But anyway, so what does a Hello World program do? Well, it prints Hello World to the screen first of all. So how do we do that in the C# programming language? Well, we're going to type in console with a capital C, period, right line. Right and line are both capitalized. Sorry, lag. I hate live boots. There we go. Okay, Now we're going to do an opening parenthesis, 2 quotation mark, closing parenthesis, and a semicolon. Now if you're thinking what the fuck is that, don't worry too much about the parentheses, just know they have to be there. Same thing with the semicolon. I guess I'll explain a little bit about why you're seeing a semicolon up here and right here and nowhere else. Basically what a semicolon is in the C# programming language at least, it's a delimiter character. And what a delimiter character is it helps the compiler take and break down the high-level code that you write into smaller chunks that makes it easier for it to understand and then compile down into an executable binary format. So yeah, it has to be at the end of every line, with the exception of stuff like this, that has curly braces encompassing other code. But anyway, within these quotation marks, let's go ahead and type in hello world, if I can spell, world. Alright, so let's run it and see what it does. There we go. Okay, so if you're running Windows, what will happen is you'll get a window like this that pop up. It'll be a command prompt window, and then it'll just vanish. Now if you're running Linux, or at least Ubuntu, what's going to happen is you're going to see it pop up, but then you're going to just press any key to continue. What this means is it basically ran through the program and the program exited. But what happened to waiting and pausing for user input? Why didn't it do that? Well, when you're programming, you got to remember a computer is very, very literal. It will do exactly what you tell it to do, nothing more, nothing less. So if you tell it to print hello world to the screen, but you don't tell it to pause and wait for a user input, whatever that input might be, it's not going to do that. So we need to tell it to pause and wait. The way we do that is by typing in console.readline, same as you typed in the console.writeline, just with no quotations within the parentheses. So let's run it again and see what happens. Now if you're running Windows, what's going to happen is this window will pop up and you'll get this. Basically, it's waiting for you to press enter. In Windows, if you press enter, like I just did, it's going to just vanish. This window will be gone like that, except it won't be down here. If you're running Linux distribution, chances are you'll get this, something like this at least. But yeah, that's a pretty simple program, guys. The Hello World program. That's it. So yeah, in the next tutorial we're going to be looking at variables, what they are, how to use them, and why they're beneficial to writing code for programs. So if you like the video, you like the tutorial, comment, rate, subscribe, stalk me. Links to my Facebook, Google+, Twitter, all that are in the description. And until next time, guys, peace.